You're listening to The Starting Block on tavshow.com.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron or a member of the PTL club, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Okie dokie, roll 'em!
Nothing to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change.
Hey, welcome to the Starting Block for another week. Big show as always. We got a big Unity Day recap. 2023, done and dusted. Big one as always. We got lawsuits. We got Forever Be the Goat. All that and much more here on the block.
Standing tall on the wings of my dream. Rise and fall on the wings of my dream. Rain and thunder, the wind and haze, I'm bound for better days. My life, my dream, nothing's gonna stop me now.
It's Greeno here from the Starting Block. On behalf of the block, we just wanted to let you all know that we're all in this together. Well, except if you have coronavirus, then stay the fuck away. But in every other situation, we're in it together. To all of you on the front lines, those of you turning a footstool, a wok, and a pitchfork into a home gym, those of you who have given your housemates a mental breakdown because you decided lockdown was a great time to learn the keyboard and the only thing you can play after 8 weeks is chopsticks over and over and over again. And those of you who are homeschooling and are now understanding the question you used to harass your maths teacher with of, when the fuck are we ever going to need to know this in the real world, is coming back to bite you on the ass. Just remember, like a 1990s Australian sitcom, we're all in this together. The days may be long, but in times like this, you can rest assured we will be here to waste an hour of your week, Friday nights Australian time, at dlive.tv/the starting block. So take care, social distance, whack on a mask, and subscribe to our show on iTunes. It may not cure coronavirus, but it sure will help us with our rankings. And isn't that really the most important thing right now?
Public Radio's loss is tavshow.com's game. You're listening to The Starting Block.
Hey, welcome to Starting Block for another week. You got myself, Greeno, and I'm joined by a man who's still just coming off that buzz that is Unity Day 2023. My co-captain, Damo, love you, sir.
Very good, Greeno. Good evening to you, boys, girls, listenership, blockheads, millions around the world. Yep, Unity Day 2023. We've been there. We've done that. Done it all over again, Greeno. And it was a beautiful time, wasn't it? As we've come to expect with these Unity Day proceedings. Let's be honest here. We've set a high bar for ourselves, and we continue to match it year after year, and exceed it, Greeno.
It's a tough one because just when you think this thing can't get better,
Yeah.
we find a way.
Yeah.
And
Many ways, Greeno.
many different ways, and it's
Fixes.
just it's the sense of enjoyment that is Uni Day. And look, I think the Australian people definitely appreciated all the efforts of the collective group.
Yeah.
Because
everyone
the reason
involved.
is, but for any new listeners out, we don't have any new listeners, let's be fair.
We don't have any old listeners either, mate.
We don't have any old listeners anyway. But for anyone who is listening, the background of Uni Day is there's a bit of dissension when it comes to the Australian Day celebrations here. Where we've got one section of the population who's like, look, this is an unhappy time for the Indigenous people. We probably shouldn't be celebrating on this day. And we've got another group of people like, fuck it, let's get pissed cunt. So, like, we got to, weigh up both sides.
And both are equally valid, in their own ways. So
Exactly. So we tried to find a happy medium, and we decided to create, let's get rid of the division and create Unity Day. Things that can always, no matter what happened in history, things that can bring people together. And it started with Indecent Obsession back in 2017, I believe. That's
right. Resurrecting the 80s. We were responsible for that trend. Remember that 6 weeks, Greeno?
And 6 weeks was a good time. Incredible. And we've made sure we did a full round table, and we got the Kenosha Kickers this year. You know what I mean?
Kickers with JD Fortune fronting up for Gus Polinsky.
At the front. Look, I want to give a massive shout out to our Uni Day reporter, Troy. Now, it may have seemed like Troy didn't contribute much this year. Yeah. But what he always does
looks can be deceiving, though.
Looks can be deceiving because he always has a bit of a nugget just stashed to one side, kind of like that 7th nugget in a 6-pack.
He's just got a pile of nuggets in his desk drawer, the top drawer, and he just waits until an hour before closing time, and he's like, all right, well, I'll just get it done, and just pulls out another nugget, plunks it on the desk, and goes, there you go, and he wins the sales record for that month again.
Exactly.
Employee of the month is just his picture, like every fucking month.
It's the same one. It's him looking at a picture of his last ones. That's it. Like his last victory. Right. Kind of like, I forget the effect they refer to it. We're just looking at the same thing over and over and over. It's that thing. Okay. But the piece de resistance at the end of Unity Day yesterday, which, look, it was a surprise to us. It was a surprise to you, a surprise to me, a surprise to BE.
Surprise to everyone.
Surprise to everyone. Was when he put his hand into the basket and pulled out the CGI Gus Polinsky to front Kenosha Kickers 2-pack style. Yeah. So he got the 2-pack, he got the old school 2-pack technology where 2-pack came back from the dead and was just a CGI image and did a concert. He managed to bring back Gus Polinsky.
So was 2-pack being Gus Polinsky, or
no, as in he used the same technology.
Because now I would have said that is technology to be able to bring back 2-pack and he fronts a polka band.
That would be different. That's different.
Maybe that's Unity Day 2024 right there.
We'll put that one.
Why can't we just reprogram the hologram? And we'll have 2-pack being the lead singer of the Kenosha Kickers
we can try that next time
in place of JD Fortune. So he'll be doing an impression of JD Fortune. Doing the fill-in for Gus Polinsky, Greeno.
And we can have a CGI Gus Polinsky overseeing the CGI 2-pack.
Just kick
who's leading the Kenosha Kickers doing polka, polka. It was a good day. It was a nice surprise. It was nice to see Gus Polinsky back. Sheboygan fucking went off its tits. It did. With the live stream.
That's right. So we had him on Zoom in Sheboygan, Greeno. Yeah. They all gathered in the town hall over there. Yeah. And, it was a big day. All the mules were used in the country to bring the people in, of course, on their carts, Greeno. And everyone was given a week's supply of tomatoes and onions when they left.
There we go. It was beautiful.
It was a fantastic day out there in Sheboygan. Huge fans of the Kenosha Kickers, of course, Greeno.
Exactly, the biggest. Nice to have them live stream. Let's hope they're tuning in. I feel like we missed a trick there, not getting enough block plugs into the Sheboygan live stream.
Yeah, look, unfortunately, Sheboygan is not in either Sweden or Vietnam, so no one's ever going to hear it.
No one's going to listen. Yeah. But they did enjoy the CGI reimagining of Gus Polinsky and the Kenosha Kickers. So good day all around. Such a good day, mind you. Yeah. The people are starting to steal our shit, mate.
That's right. Yeah.
We've had to put the.
What is that? Is that all we're going over with Unity Day? What about?
We're going
to do a full I'm expecting a full recap, Greeno. So we haven't even mentioned, so we haven't even mentioned, this wasn't discussed on the show before Unity Day. We had to make a snap announcement on the day, Greeno. As you'll know, I got in touch with you via the red phone that we keep in the security tower that overlooks the grounds of Unity Day when it's taking place.
Yeah, went down to the bunker, took the call.
Correct.
All we have to do.
Yep, the alarm went off, the beeper went off, Greeno. Get to a phone now, we need to discuss this. And it was when we got to word in the security tower, Greeno, that Dean Hutton had been spotted kind of sniffing around Gabrielle Gatte's cooking tent.
The
Greeno.
utensils, yes.
Yeah. Now, at first, it was difficult to recognize him. Remember when Dean Hutton went from Mo to Moless? So there was this guy was walking around. He didn't have a Mo, and our chief of security was Jeffrey Jones, who played the dean of students in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Greeno,
The one. He's the best man for the job.
He's the only man for the job, because who's going to catch Dean Hutton? I know, the dean of students. Greeno, Dean Hutton was all about teaching the students, was he not? So this guy, this is how you cancel out the wicked charms of Dean Hutton on Unity Day, Greeno.
Dean's no Dean. I love it.
Because as you know, we only get to rent out the IGA car park, which is where we hold Unity Day every year, Greeno.
We like to make sure the money is put into the talent.
Yes.
We don't like the venue is one thing. We could waste a lot of money on a fancy venue, but then we're not going to get the likes of Lorenzo Lamas or Costa and Costa Zoo and the zoo. Like we got to take these things into consideration. We're going to piggyback it on the back of an IGA.
Yeah, and it's also how we get to rent half of the IGA car park so cheaply. It's because we sell to our celebrities that we invite in, like Devon Rattray, Greeno, Eden Gahar from the Garden of Eden. All of these kind of level of celebrities, the Kenosha Kickers. We say to them, look, you could make your money by taking the trolleys back. And you get the dollar back out of the trolley, Greeno. That's right. Yes. So while you're not on stage, because we are sharing the car park at the local IGA, why don't you guys just run the trolleys back? And that's how we sell it to IGA. That's why they let us use the car park for Unity Day, obviously, Greeno.
Free of charge.
Free of charge, yeah. So it was a huge weekend. Dean Hutton was caught. He was apprehended, kind of messing around with Gabrielle Gatte's cooking tent. And then later on, we did seize a number of large cooking pots from his Honda Civic, Greeno, unfortunately.
Yes.
So the writing was on the wall there for Dean. I think we all knew what he was up to. It was a repeat of Unity Day 2, I think.
It was Unity Day 2, I believe, with the original hot stove, where it was too many scolded children because the stove pot's too hot with cocktail friends. The cocktail friends, all of them split.
Yeah.
Like, you used to have a pot as a kid, and all of them would fucking split because they put the water too hot.
Yeah.
That was the Dean Hutton scenario, and unfortunately, a lot of ill children as a result. Now, I will give a bit of a tip of a hat to Dean.
Okay.
Because when sneaking in, tried to do incognito by getting in on the Uni Day act by dressing up as the dude in the beret that we can't remember who was our third cook.
Oh, that's
from
right.
the ABC.
That's right.
So,
yes.
But because the dude in the beret had a mustache and Dean had shaved the mustache off to be incognito, kind of gave him away.
Yeah. I'll look for the house next to the house with no numbers, Greeno.
100%. That's what he did in the end. Yeah. But look, even with Dean Hutton's exploits, we still managed to have an enjoyable day. Everyone was, except for the hailstorm. The hailstorm was a bit off-putting.
Oh, you know what though? That was one of those. That was one of those universal moments. I was there on the ground, actually. As you know, Greeno, on Unity Day. Patrolling the car park.
You like to be down with the people.
I do. I like to mingle.
I like to be up top, overseeing everything. You like to be down on the ground with the punters.
Yeah, I want to get their ear. I want to know, what do you think? Tell me, how can we make this better? How can we improve this experience for you? What do you find? And, as I was mingling around, sort of like Socrates, Greeno, just that kind of level amongst the Unity Day crowd. Let's face it, most of them are illiterate. So, it's not hard to shine. That's why we do Unity Day in the first place, Greeno.
To bring people together, mate.
Bring people together. So, you're mingling around the Unity Day crowd. And then we did get word later on that Devon Rattray, Greeno, was making the rounds at the Costa Zoo, Greeno. He had brought
the poo became late.
The poo, yes, that's right. The poo was also involved in the Costa Zoo and the poo. And Devon Rattray was around there. Apparently, some kids had been messing with his tarantula that he brought along, Greeno.
Wasn't happy.
He wasn't happy about that. So we did have to call in the big guns there, security-wise. Jeffrey Jones was over it quick as a flash, Greeno.
Yeah.
Kind of stomped out the situation. But all in all, I mean, it was a great Unity Day for all. When the hail came, Greeno, it gave us an opportunity as a community to reach out. We all huddled underneath, BE from the UK, one of his old robotic dildo tents, Greeno, that we found in the storage room.
Always comes in handy. Waste not, want not. We made sure we made the most of it.
That's right. So we managed to get the dildo tent up and all of the families huddled under there. And that's what Unity Day is all about, Greeno, is getting people together. That's right.
Getting them together.
Listening to the Kenosha Kickers and, having conversations with Devon Rattray. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Even the hailstorm didn't stop the Kenosha Kickers. It was a thing of beauty.
They don't stop.
I must admit, the rain at the arse end of the day, though, did help with the cleanup of the stigmata stand.
Yeah.
We probably didn't think about that.
And it washed all the llama piss down the drain too.
That as well.
We were going to have to get a fucking gurney out to solve that afterwards.
We did. We had to get the gurney, but thankfully we could leave that in the storage. All good because the rain took care of it between the stigmata stand and the llama piss. Yeah. And also what was left of the tuber that the llama ate.
Yes. Luckily, he nibbled some of the keys off, Greeno. The lava. One of the Kenosha Kickers idiot roadies left it out, Greeno.
Silly. Got to put straight in the case, otherwise you expect that from llamas.
Anything. Yeah.
And once again, to be fair, Lorenzo probably should have loaded them back up on the back of the motorbike.
On the moped, yeah.
Before it happened. But
wasn't actually a motorbike, Greeno. He was riding a Vespa, from what I could see. So it's Lorenzo Llamas with the it was at least 24 llamas on the back of the Vespa, mind you.
Easily.
He had them stacked sideways. That's how he got them on. Yeah.
It's like that the scene you see from China. How many can you get on the back of a moped?
Yeah.
12. Yeah, 12 is the answer.
It's just a moped towing like an empty bus filled with llamas with their heads sticking out the window, Greeno.
Popping out.
Tows them back to the farm, the llamas farm.
Exactly. Yeah. We probably think of better transport and maybe next year for the llamas if we get the llamas back. I don't think we get Lorenzo back, to be fair.
You don't think
he rocked up late. Yeah,
I mean, he wasn't willing to put in the work. I saw at least 4 or 5 trolleys sitting around waiting for someone to go and get the dollar.
Lorenzo's shift.
Yeah.
I'll have to raise that with his management.
Yeah. So, I mean, he can't complain about not getting a healthy bonus. I mean, it was right there for him. All he had to do was take the carts back, Greeno. That's all we ask on Unity Day.
Not much. You get your $4 and everyone's a winner. Once again, he had open buffet to the Gabriel Gatte and Huey and the ABC dude with the beret. Yeah. Anything they had on offer before Huey ate it was up for grabs. Right. So he had his chance and he chose to not take advantage of that.
Yeah, so that was disappointing. But, I mean, all in all, a good day, a great day enjoyed by all, Greeno. Another Unity Day, successful Unity Day. Are we already beginning the planning of Unity Day 2024?
Oh, it happens day one. It happened this morning, sir. I was already getting emails from interested parties.
Tell me.
No spoilers, because I know we're still 364 days away.
Yep.
But we are in talks with Daphne Zanuga about a fashion parade, perhaps.
Who is? Yeah, come on. I can't believe we're still doing this bit.
I know, this bit's ridiculous.
Who is? What's her name again? Daphne
Zanuga. So Daphne Zanuga was a very successful actress from the 80s. She was in Spaceballs. She was in Melrose Place. She was in a film I love called The Sure Thing. That's a good one. So we might get her on board. We'll see.
Under what premise, though, is Daphne Zanuga getting an invite?
Daphne's going to be doing a fashion show, the princess she used to play. I believe in Melrose Place she might have been a fashion designer. I could just be making that up because I never saw Melrose Place. But it seems like something that may have happened. We'll get her like the Daphne Zanuga fashion
Unity
parade.
Day 2024, our centerpiece is going to be a fashion parade.
Well, I'm not saying that'll be the centerpiece. I'm saying that's piece number one. How we build.
Yeah.
That's a puzzle, that might be like the top middle piece.
Yes.
We don't know. We still we haven't worked out the corners, we haven't worked out the tops.
We'll build out from it though. Yeah.
We'll build out from she's the little bit the bit that's kind of like a beige and a grey.
We've got all the edges ready to go.
What the fuck's this beige and grey bit going to go? And you're looking at the box, you're like, there's no fucking beige and grey here. And then you realise it's the missing piece of the arse end. And then suddenly in 364 days time, you're like, fucking Greeno, you're a genius. I'm glad we booked Daphne Zanuga because that was the missing piece
That's what we needed all along. That's right.
Yeah. Exactly. With that said, people are still trying to steal our idea, Dame. I don't like it.
Yep, definitely.
I don't like the fact that someone is trying to put a divisive nature into Unity Day. If I can, it kind of defeats the point of the Unity. I've looked it up. Unity is meant to be, union.
It's very convincing, Greeno. It's well done, mate.
Yeah,
you
looked it up.
Argued your case well.
That's it.
We saw this tweet the other day. Indigenous leader James Dargan calls for unity on Australia Day. Quote, let's not change the date of the 26th of January. Let's change our hearts, Greeno. He suggests we call our national holiday, Greeno. Listen to this, and I quote, Unity Day.
Nice. Fucking, that's copyright.
That's our thing. We've already got Unity Day.
We've been doing this shit for 5 years.
That's
own
right.
that shit.
It's trademarked and everything.
Unless
Take
someone wants to
Unity
write
Day.
the block a big fat check, Unity Day is taken, baby.
That's it. Gonna have to find another name. I hope it's not like, some variation of Unity and then it'll be that day, like Uniting Day. No. That's too close as well. We also own all of the different types of Unity as well.
Yeah.
For Unity Day. So we're already talking about Unity Day 2024. The contract we have with the IGA to rent out half of their parking lot is in effect for at least another 5 years, Greeno.
2030, that one ends.
Yeah.
So we've still got plenty of time left for Unity Day there that we technically own the rights for. Yeah. Side note, I think we probably do need to get in touch with the Copyright Office and just kind of like
just confirm it. Yeah.
Just confirm it.
Has Dorothy gotten back to us yet about any of the legal issues that we've ever asked her about in the last 5 years, Greeno?
To be fair, we probably lost our employment with TAV about 3 years ago. I don't know if she works for us anymore. To be fair,
who's been sending me Mountain Dew then?
That's the that's the cash that we get from the punters.
Oh, that's the royalties we earn, Greeno.
That's the royalties from the back end. That's the back end. So from all that Vietnamese and Swedish downloads,
Swedish cash.
Yeah, that's still under contract. That's all good.
Fantastic.
Can
we run that past legal, by the way? I just want to double check and make sure.
I
don't want to have to pay tax on the Mountain Dew or anything,
If we can avoid it, that would be ideal. Yeah. I did see. I'm going to give a quick nice Gary to someone who I refer to this guy as a fixer because the January 26th date seems to be a fucking issue. That seems to rub people up the wrong way, and so people don't mooch in our day. He suggested, "Hey, how about we pick a different date? I've got a good one, May 8."
Why May 8?
Because it sounds like mate. Imagine fucking celebrating Australia Day on Mate
Day.
I'm like, this guy's a fucking fixer.
Wow.
That is genius. May 8th.
That is incredible, mate. Ooh. May the 8th. Now every year, Green, I'm going to be thinking about celebrating Mate.
Yeah, Mate Day.
Mate Day.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. So that guy's a fixer right there.
Yeah, nice Gary. Absolutely.
Nice Gary.
Why not?
Let's have a quick talk as to why Uni Day will forever be the GOAT day, Mo.
Just before you do, Greeno, now I'm thinking about how much fun it's going to be when Mate Day becomes offensive because, you're not mentioning women and, mate is a gendered term. It's more of a male term, Greeno. So it's actually misogynistic by celebrating Mate Day. It should be Person Day or People Day or They Them Day, Greeno, instead, in order to include everyone, you know what I mean? Because if you just say mate, listen here, mate, there's going to be a lot of people that think that's a sexist, bigoted, addressing of a person in the first place. So
yeah,
I guess that's out of the question now already, unfortunately for Mate Day, because it sounded good when we started it.
Sounded good in theory, but we cancelled it already.
That's right.
it took 4 seconds for you to be offended by it. Yeah. Straight on top. But unfortunately, there's no, if anyone can work out a date that sounds like they, them, us, it, or whatever it may be.
Yeah, whatever.
Let us know, and we'll put that forward on the tweet.
We'll workshop it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. Until then, Unity Day reigns supreme.
Yep.
Did see this though, Dame, a bit of outrage when it came to the Australia Day festivities. Kmart apparently has been deemed anti-migrant, not anti-immigrant, anti-migrant.
What's the difference?
Well, immigrant means someone from somewhere else, and migrant, I guess, means from here, isn't it?
No, I don't think so. They both come from somewhere else.
I thought migrant meant like where you're from.
No, no, I don't know. There's immigrant and migrant, but
Here we go. So to be fair, this does come from Rita Panini, so who knows what the fuck this is, how legitimate it is. Sky News host Rita Panini says Kmart's refusal to sell Australia Day merchandise is an insult to migrant Australians, giving the message that you're not as entitled to our country to call this country yours. I know you are correct there. My apologies. Play the storybook.
Yeah, okay.
You're all right.
Yep.
And sorry seems to be the hardest word.
So what Rita's saying
It's good to hear it
is
again.
if you're from overseas
Yeah.
and you can't buy some cheap Chinese merchandise from Kmart,
Yes.
you're not Australian.
Yes. Well, no, that's wrong. That's incorrect. What the argument is if you're denying immigrants the opportunity to purchase cheap Chinese-made Australia Day products from Kmart on Australia Day, you're actually anti-migrant. You're racist.
You're anti-migrant.
for doing
You're
that.
racist.
That's the
how-
argument that's being made. It's not that if you're not selling Australia flag inflatable to pool toys to migrants, then you're racist. It's denying the people the opportunity.
Denying the opportunity to act like Australian bogans because they come from overseas.
I mean, I don't understand the thing is to me, like, well, first of all, stores can sell whatever the fuck they want. I don't care, because if I want something, someone will be selling it somewhere, and I'll just go there. You know what I mean? It's not a big issue for me. So sell Australia Day crap. Don't sell it. Who gives a fuck? Couldn't care less. I don't like that companies will attempt to do something like this and then try to make out like they're doing some like huge favor to social responsibility for it. That's what I don't like. Like the kind
I don't think Kmart did that.
I'm not saying they did. I'm saying
the merch just didn't sell, and they're like, "Fucking, why are we wasting our money on this?"
I'm not saying Kmart necessarily did it. I'm saying I dislike it when companies do that. Generally speaking,
I agree. Yeah.
Now, now see, the thing is, I don't see the difference between having cheap, thoughtless, shallow knockoff Australia Day crap or having cheap, thoughtless, shallow knockoff Easter crap, cheap, thoughtless, shallow knockoff Christmas crap. There's all bunch of Valentine's Day crap. There's many holidays full of crap.
Halloween crap.
So, like, we're not, you know what? It's wrong out of all of the holidays to sell cheap, pointless, shallow overseas crap. I would have thought Australia Day, well, at least that's the most least offensive one, because it's like, well, it's just little flags and stuff. I mean, what are you going to do? It's one day of patriotism kind of thing. All right. No. That's the one we're going to get rid of. And it's like, well, hang on. What about the Easter crap and the Christmas crap? And we're going to stop selling all the crap now. Maybe one day we'll just go to Kmart and all we can buy is packets of soup, Greeno. And that'll be it. Because everything else will be fucking offensive or something.
Australian soup. Make sure it's Australian soup.
Well, what is Australian soup, really? Don't you think that's racist to think of a type of Australian soup? I mean, it's a multicultural society, Greeno. What do you think of Australian as just being white people? Do you racist? Is that you?
Me. Big racist dude. Look, I think we're missing
Australian soup is a curry, Greeno, obviously.
Yeah.
Or some kind of
minestrone.
And a minestrone mixed with a curry, Greeno, maybe. With just a whole charcoal chook chucked into it as well for sweet measure, for no reason whatsoever.
How about a clam chowder?
Clam chowder
is very Aussie.
Say it right, French ass. Chowder. Chowder.
Shut up. Plenty of soup we could be buying here in Australia in the middle of fucking summer.
That's right.
Look, I think you're missing out on the important issue, Damo.
Yeah.
The people that are really missing out here, Chinese.
The Chinese, what are they missing?
Because they're not getting the cash from the cheap fucking shitty products they're making once an hour. So, by not supporting Australia Day, quite frankly, you're pissing in the face of China.
Yeah, that's right. Who's going to feed their armies, their legions of child slave workers now, Greeno?
Exactly. Those
think of the children, you fucking bigots.
Aren't going to fucking make themselves.
That's right.
They're going to pay someone $0.25 an hour for that.
Yep. Not only are you racist, but you actually physically want children to starve to death in the third world. How dare you? What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? Racist.
Yep. Support Australia Day so children in Asia don't go hungry. You fucking bigot.
0.5% now.
Yeah.
Damo, quick story time if we can.
Please.
I like stories about pinatas.
Can't remember. I think we talked about this last year as well, but I'm going to raise it again. The differences between where I used to live to where I currently live. Now, my previous residence was a bit more of a multicultural area, very high, like Lebanese and Indian population where I used to live. Where I live now, nothing but whiteys.
Okay.
So what I've noticed is the slight variances in what happens in school and daycare activities. So historically on Australia Day, don't get me wrong, they do Australia Day activities, and it'd be all very kind of like, festive and inclusive and whatnot.
Put on an Australian flag as a cape and go kick the shit out of some migrants somewhere, Greeno, or
maybe or not,
something like that around
your
parts.
That's kind of my point. So they'd be very inclusive. Like they celebrate all the different cultural festivals over the course of the year, which is lovely. I think that's good because there was literally 12 or 13 different nationalities that went to that daycare. At our current daycare, like I said, nothing but whiteys. Mm-hmm. So I get a little message. You get a little updates on the app to say, here's what the kids are doing today. Here's what the kids are doing. Yeah. So occasionally you get like one ding to go, they're making fucking, they're making sandwiches today. Excellent. Great. Make some sandwiches. Go nuts. Like, that's it. But I heard like triple dings on Australia Day morning. And I'm like, fucking, they're pumped. They're pumped for Australia Day.
Triple dings.
Triple dings. And I'm like, maybe it's just a duplicate of the same message.
Right.
They fucking made sure they Aussied it up. So straight away, first message, we're doing a sausage sizzle.
Oh, nice, Gary. Nice, Gary.
Don't worry about packing a lunch for your kids. We're doing sausage sangins for Australia Day. I'm like,
and not a falafel in sight, Greeno. Just fucking sausages and bread.
There's no garlic sauce. Yep. It was sausage and tomato sauce and white bread. That is it. Even white bread. You want Mardi Gras? Sorry, get out.
Get the fuck out of here. Fuck off. We're full. Hey, I was wondering. Look, I've got a big gluten allergy. I was wondering if I could have like some fucking, gluten-free bread. Oh, you fucking hippie! Get the fuck out of here. Go back to your own country.
I bought an naan bread for my son. Get the fuck out! You can't put a sausage on a naan bread. It's not happening. So that was message number one. Message number two: the kids are making lamingtons today. I'm like, fucking yes.
Well, isn't that hotly disputed? Don't the Kiwis say that they own that?
No, it's pavlova, isn't it?
Pavlova? I thought it was lamington.
No, it's pavlova. The Kiwis own.
I don't know. I feel like there's another sorry.
Might have been lamingtons. Well, we might have ripped them off like Russell Crowe. We could have done a double.
Can you pull that up and just have a quick look? I know you like to Google things during the show, so.
Well, no, we normally send BE to do that. Is BE in the chat?
No one's in the chat.
No, well, fucking why are we doing the show? It's just me and you talking here.
Just hang up. Let's get out of here.
Call today.
What about the Vietnamese and the Swedes, Greeno, who listen via the podcast?
They listen via the podcast. Better stick around for the Vietnamese and the Swedes.
That's right.
So they're doing lamingtons, and I'm like, look, this is fucking as Aussie. They can't get more Aussie than this.
Unless it's Kiwi.
Unless it's Kiwi, exactly. But for argument's sake, we'll say the lamingtons are Australian. So we got the fucking sausage sizzle ding number one. We got a lamingtons ding number two. Yep. And then you hit ding number three. And I'm like, what's this about? What's going on here? And I'm like, how are they going to do it? And it's like, ding, ding, ding. We've got some temporary Aussie tattoos. Let us know if you don't want us to put a temporary Aussie tattoo on your kid. And I'm like, my son is coming home with a Southern Cross tattoo, isn't he? I fucking know it.
Right across his back or his forehead.
Right across the back of his forehead. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty. So that was the Australia Day festivities of the daycare. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love the fact they got into it. It was exciting. I just love the genericness and the stereotypical nature of the activities. Yep. He didn't come home with a.
Well, that's what Australia Day is all about, and that was kind of to my point earlier. That's what every holiday is all about. It's all about the kind of stereotypical thing. You go along with it and you smile and go, "Hey," and it's an excuse to either get into fights with relatives, get drunk, or both at the same time.
Exactly. And that's exactly what we did the next day. It was, we got up, we had a fucking sausage here, I drank beer. It was a fucking good day.
Started gutting them at 10 a.m. on Australia Day, Greeno. Fucking love this country, mate. Fucking get it in you.
Here's another story time if I can, sir.
Please.
I like stories about pinatas.
You better be proud on Australia Day. It's the only way I'm going to let you sink piss at 9:30 in the morning, mate.
Exactly. So I got another story.
Get me flag, quick.
I got story time into a story time here. Okay. But in the morning, I was like, I said, what do I want to do on Australia Day? Like we got an inflatable pool up.
Yep.
Which is a very Aussie thing to do.
Yes.
We filled that bastard up. We got in there very, very early.
And then you put the pitching machine at the other end of the yard so you could stand in the pool while the pitching machine hurls them at you. Greeno.
Whack them away.
Yeah.
Safety first aid. Kids were in the pool. So we said, we better put the pitching machine in one side. But the wife's like, I said, oh, look, we got this ice cream maker that I bought you years ago. Should we fucking make some ice cream? She's like, great idea.
Beer
Now,
ice
Greeno-
cream. Sounds good.
So I was like, I read the ingredients. I'm like, yeah, mate, I got the ingredients all sweet. Realised I bought the wrong sugar. I didn't realise it was like, I did know there's different types of sugar, but I thought the sugar that it needed, we already had. Turns out I had caster sugar, not icing sugar. Can't put caster sugar in an ice cream. Got to go get some icing sugar. But I'm like, fucking, is there going to be shops open on Australia Day? So I'm like,
Oh,
look, it's
fucking
all good.
oath. Absolutely.
It's all
Everything's
good, though.
open.
No, but there's like a little local convenience store
Yep.
run by a beautiful kind of Greek family.
Yep.
So I was like, they're going to be fucking open on Australia Day for sure. So I duck on down there. The place is fucking chockers. I've never, like, you walk in there, it's the store you go in when, like, you kind of forgot one or two things. You could be asked going to the big shops. So you duck on in there. You pay, like, double, but you're like, it's all good. We're fine.
Yeah, it's
I've never
convenient.
seen
You're
more-
paying for convenience, Greeno. It's fine.
It's 2 minutes
Shut
up the
up and
road.
take my money. Yeah.
Take my money. So I was like, oh, look, I've never seen more than 2 people in there. There was a line out the door. I'm like, this is unbelievable. It's 10 a.m. on Australia Day. Shouldn't you guys be gutting them already? So finally get on in there. And I overhear the conversation and everyone's saying the same thing. I've never seen you busy. And they're like, we are flat chat on Australia Day.
Wow.
Like, it's so busy. So
Ice.
every
Selling
year-
ice, Greeno.
well, you think that. This is literally the fucking story time, right?
Okay.
So they're like, there's 3 things we sell out on of Australia Day before midday. So I'm listening intent, and I'm like, okay, well, I wonder what it is. So first one was water, because people forgot to buy water on the way out.
Oh, wow.
They go to the beach and shit.
Yep.
2 was bread rolls, because they get bread rolls in. People forgot them for their sausage sizzle. And you want to guess number 3, Damo?
Ooh, the first 2 I wouldn't have guessed in the first place. So I have no idea. I don't know, cigarette lighters or something weird like
You
that.
are fucking so close to it. Smokes. They sell out of smokes on Australia Day.
Yeah,
Because
right.
people wake up, they're like, I'm going to go fucking get on the cans.
And
I'm going to have sausage sizzle.
Yeah.
And
And they're like,
fuck
you
me, I
know
need
what?
to-
I haven't had a ciggy for like 6
I
months.
haven't had a ciggy in a year. Better fucking I better grab some darts. So people go like panic buying cigarettes on Australia Day.
Ah,
They still
there
have
you go.
cigarettes, bread rolls, and water on Australia Day. I thought that was a bit of a nice Gary.
Very good. Nice, Gary. Nice, Gary. I mean, that is a nice Gary, because what could be more Australian? What do they sell out of? Hot dog, like sausage rolls.
Yeah.
Cigarettes and fucking, what was the other one? Greta?
Water.
And water. Okay, like just that's the bare essentials that every Australian needs, you know?
Yeah,
Give
we
me a
can
bottle of
survive on
water,
those
some
3
packet of
things.
cigarettes.
Yeah.
and some bread
Well,
rolls, so that'll do.
That literally was almost my menu as a like year 12 student. Water, bread rolls, and smokes.
That's all
I'd
we
walk up
had.
to a barbecue, and I'm like, I've got no snags, but I've got a bread roll, I've got smokes, and I've got some water. We're good.
Fantastic. That's proud
Come on,
Australian
come on.
stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why we celebrate Unity Day, Greeno.
That's right, Damo.
Yeah.
Another quick story time, if I can, sir. We'll go to a break. in a
I
couple
like
minutes.
stories about pinatas.
So today, day 1 of annual leave for Greeno. So time now.
Didn't you just get back from annual leave? You were taking a day off a week and
Yeah, that's different. That was just me doing 4-day weeks.
Okay.
Now I'm taking a chunk now.
how much?
Taking a chunk.
How long?
It's 3 weeks.
3 weeks is a big chunk.
It's a chunk.
Yeah.
Hence the word chunk. So we've got.
Is it a chunk?
Chunk.
I think it's a chunk.
It's a chunk because if it was like 1 week, it'd be like a bit.
That's
like,
a
I'm
nibble.
off,
Yeah.
I'm off for a nibble, and then you got 2 weeks. I'm off for a bit, and then 3 I'm off for a chunk.
A chunk.
So I'm off for a chunk. So as happens every year, though, something happens that fucks up my annual leave.
Oh, of course.
Like,
Yeah.
either the
Someone
kids
gets
get sick,
Yeah.
I get sick, or it rains the entire time. Like I've had family holidays where we
Or
spent,
Russia
like,
invades the Ukraine, Greeno. That was
or
one of them.
pandemics happen. One of those 3 things
Pandemics,
end up happening. So I checked the forecast this morning, very excited. They go, now, I wonder what the week, 'cause you know me, Dave, I'm an outdoors dude, right? Fucking, I love being outdoors. Even when I'm indoors, I have the door open, so I feel like I'm outdoors.
They
So I need
call
to be
you Greeno Bear Grills around the racist honey hole on Australia Day, Greeno, don't they?
Yeah,
Down there.
That's right. 100% they do. They love me down here.
Don't fuck with him. He says he likes migrants, and he's also a handy woodsman. He can get up there, chop trees down, make shelters, hunt animals. It does a lot.
Well, I love the outdoors to the extent that I can go back indoors, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, go on. Like, as long as I don't have to stay out there, I'm all good.
I
But,
love viewing the outdoors from behind a safe glass enclosed environment, Greeno. You know, like
But it works.
put the great outdoors inside this building and put it behind glass, and then I'll appreciate the hell out of it. You know,
Yeah.
put a little plaque in front of it, say this is the outdoors. The outdoors were invented in 1945 by an explorer. You know, whatever you got to do. Here's the outdoors. Oh, that's great. That's good.
sweet,
Honey.
yeah.
Get my photo in front of it. You know.
Everyone's a winner.
Buy a little hat that says the outdoors on it, Greeno. I've been to the outdoors once or twice in my life. It's great. Great time.
Through a window, but we saw it.
Yeah.
So check the weather forecast and raining for a week. So already I have to go to plan because my plan A is normally like outdoor activity, like golfing, like going to the beach, things like that. And now I'm already on plan B because I've got a week of rain.
If only there was an outdoors museum exhibit, Greeno, you could have gone there instead every day.
We are all good. So I'm already at kind of plan B. Now, I didn't realize that my daughter's going back to school next week. I thought she was going back like late next week, so I'd have a few days to do activities with her.
Okay.
Turns out she's like back on Tuesday. So I'm like, fuck, Monday, Daddy's got to watch NFL. Daddy's got to watch NFL, so I'm busy then.
That's a Super Bowl, kid. Sorry.
It was not a Super Bowl qualifier. So I was like, well, today I better do something with her. So I'm like, oh, look, I promised her I'd take her to the movies during school holidays. And like I said, time's
the movies about the outdoors, Greeno. That'd be good. Yeah.
So I was like, we'll go to the movies. It'll all be good. She picked the movie she wanted to see. All good. And we duck on down there. We got there a little bit early. So she's like, Dad, can we have lunch here? They've got nachos. I'm like, fuck, we can go get some nachos. This is great.
Nachos
amazing.
sounds good, yeah.
Nachos are good. We get nachos. You got a pizza because it's like it's an experience at the movies now. Like you can get some good food. It's not the old days where it's just popcorn and chop tops.
It's also an experience because you better get your money's worth because you're going to be walking out of there fucking broke at the end of the night too.
The wallet took a bit of a hit today. Don't get me wrong.
Hey, it's great. They serve beers at the movies. Yeah, they also charge $15 or $18 for the suckers too. Well, that's not so great, is it?
Here's my story, sir. Yeah. So I get up there. Obviously, the wife and my daughter are with us. Son's in daycare today, and so I ordered the two meals, what my wife wanted and what my daughter wanted, and I'm already looking at the bill, going, "Fucking, this is already at like max. Like this is expensive." So I called that a day, and I get back, and the wife's like, "Oh, what did you order?" I'm like, "I didn't." I'm like, "Oh, I'll just nibble on your stuff." And she's like, "Well, at least go. Like you're on holidays. At least go get yourself a beer."
Yeah.
So I'm like, "All right, I'll go get a beer. It's fine. I have a beer, and I'll nibble on your pizza and nachos. All's good." Order the beer, come back, start sipping because I'm like, I'm on holidays. This is all good. I'm having a beer, and then I look up. And my daughter sees one of her friends from school with her dad taking her to the movies. I'm like, this is fucking amazing. That's great. They went and they hugged. They were all excited. Yeah. And then I looked at the clock and it's just struck midday. And then I see this other parent who's doing the nice thing, taking his daughter to the cinemas.
And he's thinking the same thing, Greeno.
Well, it could go either way.
Oh,
he's
right.
Looking at me,
he might be judging you, Greeno.
Going, is this guy sinking piss at 11:58 in the morning at a movie cinema at a kid film?
Yes.
Or is he sitting there going, fucking nice, Gary?
Yeah. Like, is he the type of guy that has he been hanging around waiting for someone else to buy a beer because he didn't want to be the first one to crack the pipe, Greeno, that day?
Yeah. It did put me on kind of the back foot though, because I'm like, did I do the wrong thing here buying a beer at 11:58?
No, absolutely not.
On a Friday.
No.
At a movie cinema going to see Lol Crocodile.
Yeah.
It's like there's something missing in that story somewhere.
Look, if I was there with my daughter, Greeno, I'd have turned around to him and said, "So do you want me to fucking get you one, mate, or what?"
But I know the guy. So I was like, I'm not going to fucking buy not these prizes.
No.
Do you like your novelty comedy songs organic? Handmade with painstaking care, put into every note? Well, look no further than Irrational Times. Using only the finest instruments to create an experience that your ears will thank you for later, Irrational Times attempts to elevate the whimsy to a desirable level. New songs and sketches every week, so check it out.
There's a place that we can go to watch old things. All the warm, fuzzy member berries it brings. It's a special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Campy old movies and old cartoons. We hope to see you over there very soon. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. When we were kids and there wasn't any school, we'd sit and watch all the best cartoons, eating cereal until it was noon. We never thought that 30 years later it'd still be cool. Saturday night and cheesy movies, the ones that used to show us boobies. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy.
Now with less than 3% sport content. It's the starting block on TAVShow.com.
Yes! Welcome back to the block, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Fantastic stuff. Oh, by the way, Twitter. Don't forget the plug.
Still surviving. I saw our boy Stefan Sears is now, he forked over his $11 to get a blue tick.
Oh, did he really? Stephen Sears joining us in the chat, by the way. Nice, Gary. Stephen Sears. He's become one of the important people on Twitter, Greeno.
He has. So now his tweets give more important than anyone else's. So
he can ignore people who don't have check marks as well. That's also a feature, isn't it? You can filter out everybody who doesn't have a check mark. Isn't it a power that you have?
Wouldn't that be the unfollow button?
No, not to a simpleton, Greeno. Not to a celebrity. Yeah. No. Because because the thing is, you want the plebeians to generate the traffic and magnetize more users to your account, but you only want to interact with people who are, at least semi-famous like yourself.
Yes,
because cool. You don't want to talk to normal people. You know what I mean? Yeah. You want the normal people are the fucking they're the quantity that's being exchanged here. They're the currency, Greeno. But you only deal with other elites. You only talk to them and let the peasants kind of huddle around you and pay attention to your conversations.
There we
Listen
go.
to it. That's why gossip magazines exist, you see. So the plebs can sit around and talk about what the celebrities are talking about. But we don't actually want to know what the plebs are talking about. Just buy the stuff. Follow us around. That's all you need to do,
Click on our links. Yeah, that's what we have to do.
Fantastic. Yeah.
But good to see Steph is now part of that
System
elite.
works, Greeno. That's right. Yeah.
Feel free to plug our show as much as you can to the elites.
To the other elites out there, Greeno.
Yeah.
The blue check mark elites. Of which Stefan is now a part. At least drop him a poll every now and then and say, hey, fellow blue check marks on Twitter, answer this poll,
Here's a random block poll. Just for the check marks.
That's it.
So that way we can differentiate. Yeah, no, it's a very good point. I think Steph does a poll. Needs to differentiate between results between blue check marks, the elite, and then the plebs.
I think here's a little tip for Steph while we're at it. You want to target your polls to the target audience, which is obviously the other elites, as well as yourself now, a blue check mark holder on Twitter. You'll be interacting with the other blue checkmark people, the other elites on this platform. You got to target these polls in order to get traction, in order to welcome the plebs, like we were discussing about. This is what you want to do when you have a checkmark, Greeno.
Yeah.
In order to get that traction, what you need to do is target the other blue checkmarks. And what I mean by that is when you put a poll together, think about what do blue checkmark accounts on Twitter, Greeno, what do they like? What are their opinions about the world, How are you going to generate interest from these people? You ask something like, would you rather, A, listen to the starting block, or B, continue burning fossil fuels, Greeno? You see?
Yes, I like where your fucking head's at.
That's right. And then the other blue checkmarks who are too lazy to investigate anything themselves, who will just support anything that's against polluting and climate change and whatnot. They'll obviously say, well, you got to listen to the starting block clearly because we've got to stop this pollution right now, Greeno. You see.
Yes.
There you go.
No, I like it. It just reminded me of something the wife and I were talking about a little bit earlier. She was talking about this concert that Beyonce performed recently, got paid something stupid like $24 million. Mate, how do you get paid $24 million to do one concert?
Not
An
that
hour.
much compared to like a fucking pitcher or something in the major leagues. It's fuck all.
Yeah, but 1 hour though, they get paid 1 hour.
Yeah.
And Beyonce, who obviously is very outspoken about fucking human rights and all the fossil, like all the fucking the popular things the celebrities love to get on board.
I'm against all the things, Greeno.
All the things she's against. Turns out the $24 million she got was from Saudi Arabia.
Ah, nice, Gary. Fantastic. Nothing like a bit of oil money.
That's it. Bit of blood money just to tide things over. Because she needs it.
Because
does
she's
need that
short
money.
$1, dollar, isn't she, Greeno?
She needs a buckle too. The poor kid could use a
Poor
leg
old
up.
thing. Ever since Destiny's Child went downhill, I mean, it's been hard times for Beyonce, hasn't it?
Exactly. So, good on her. Don't fucking lecture me about anything, Beyonce.
If you wanted it, you should have paid $27 million for it.
Yeah, exactly. Well done. Dave, a bit of hot toss. It's nice to get a bit of hot toss in the rundown if I can. Don't know if you were across any Japanese news this week, but the Prime Minister turns out there's a bit of a problem in Japan. This week he had to come out and announce, like, we just can't wait any longer to solve the issues of a low birth rate. So apparently Japan just not reproducing enough.
This isn't news though. This, like, anyone who's pays like the slightest amount of attention to what's going on in the rest of the world will know that the Japanese population has been in decline for the better part of 30 years or so, or thereabouts. Like, they've known that this is coming. They've known that this is coming for a long time. And the thing with Japan is they had two options. Now there's two ways that countries, and ours is part of this, ours is included. There's two ways that countries tend to deal with this. They either go one way, which is to say, let's just flood the marketplace with as many migrant workers as we can possibly jam in here, which will raise housing prices, which will expand cities, which will gain a larger tax base. So there'll be more consumerism and there'll be more economy, and let's just go bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and we'll try to outgrow the debt, Greeno, right?
Yeah.
Now, Japan went the other way because Japan historically and famously does not let anyone into their country to become you can't become Japanese, you know what I mean? No, yeah, unless you're a rugby player, you have no chance of becoming Japanese. That's it. They don't hand out citizenships over there. And so I was like, well, we're going to try and manage this, economically. We'll do a smart Japanese thing. We'll think about, we'll put some money away, Greeno, for hard times down the road, when the economy shrinks because the consumer base shrinks. And now here we are kind of 20 years into this project, and they've turned around and the Prime Minister's now saying, all right, look, we were wrong. Go out there and fuck your brains out. Okay? We need more fucking kids immediately. This is not going to end well for us.
I'd love to see that as his statement. Come on, Japan, get your fuck on. That's how he needs to open a press con.
That's right.
So you're also telling me that the Vapors song "Turning Japanese."
Turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so.
Becomes ironic. Become Japanese. Yeah. What other solutions we got out there? Do you reckon a bit more liquor?
They got sake. They're covered in the alcohol market.
Yeah, that normally helps the birth rate.
They're into some weird, freaky, kinky sex shit as well. The Japanese.
They obviously pull out. That's the problem.
They're not committed. Maybe it's the bush. It's all getting caught in the bush, Greeno.
Getting caught in the bush. They reckon make a Brazilian kind of mandate.
That might fix it. Yeah.
Yeah, just sexy enough.
just to minimise the friction, Greeno.
You know nothing about pubic hair. I know nothing about international relations between us. We fixed it. All you need to do in Japan.
We will solve the Japanese population problem by giving involuntary Brazilian waxes to the female population. Hey, think about it. Would you rather this or a fucking involuntary vaccine, mate?
No,
Okay.
let's go this way.
So whip the pants down. Let's go. Let's do this.
Men and women, you reckon?
Yes.
Just to be safe?
Yes,
Just
both.
to
Oh, of course.
make sure
We're all about equality here on the show,
Equality,
Gino.
exactly.
We'll do it on fucking Unity Day. If you're
That's
Japanese, line up at the former robotic dildo tent and get
We're
your
gonna get-
free Brazilian waxing to help with the
We're gonna
Japanese
get-
birth rate.
We've got 364 days to get Daphne Zanuga trained up on
That's right.
waxing.
That's it.
You rock up, and Daphne will take care of you.
Now, ironically, we're going to have to fly a lot of Japanese people in, which is going to have a lot of people angry at us, the Unity Day organisers, Greeno, because they're not going to let us do it in Japan, clearly, unless we can get funding for that. We can fly to Japan on Unity Day. How about Greeno? Hear me out. Unity Day on tour, 2024. We go to Japan and start handing out Brazilian waxes. That's how we get our foot in the door, Greeno.
That's how we do it, and we suddenly introduce the bee. Oh no, we can't introduce bee's dildo tent.
No,
because that defeats the point.
Well, no, the Japanese will look at the dildo tent and go, whatever. That's enough. That we let children play with those things here.
It's the Japanese the sex robots as well, aren't they? Or was that China?
Oh yeah, no, that's them. That's the Japanese.
They're fucking once again. There's that
The
problem.
Japanese are the ones who sell.
The
The Japanese are the ones who sell girls' panties in vending machines on the street.
That's right. But I'm thinking the sex robots, Damo, that is impacting the ability for the reproduction.
Good, dude.
So we need to ban that.
That and Tamagotchi, Greeno.
And Tamagotchi. We're doing the two of those. Tamagotchi. They're still around.
Probably. Probably
They
not.
are. They are actually. My daughter got one last year.
Really?
She did.
Was it a Tamagotchi or like a Gamayotchi? You know,
No, it was like a
knockoff
legitimate
brand.
Tamagotchi. I made someone else buy it, but it was fucking. She got it.
How long did it live for, Greeno?
Oh, look. Well, it was to kind of prove a point because I'm like, because the little one was saying, "Oh yeah, I love pets." And I'm like,
if you can keep
here's
a Tamagotchi alive,
let's see how long it takes you to take care of the fucking electronic thing,
Yep.
and it died within an hour. And I'm like, all you had to do was press a button, mate. Like fucking.
you just had to
beat.
feed it. Yeah.
You just had to press a button and you're done. And she's like, I've killed it 3 times, Dad. I'm like, well done.
By the way, we're not getting a goldfish
You
because I
proved
don't
my
want to
point.
spend that money on toilet flushes, Greeno.
Yeah.
The water bill's getting up.
We're not doing it. This brings us to the next point, Damo. Bit of sometimes Me Too takes weird turns.
Yep.
Me Too movement. So obviously, it starts off in a good place. You know, you don't
Of
want
course, obviously.
people in power
Yeah.
taking advantage of innocent victims. But sometimes it goes a little bit too far. It seems to happen. The snowball effect, if you will. It's now got to the point where speed cameras are being accused of Me Too.
Yep.
Where traffic camera takes photo of up woman's skirt.
There you go. Nice game. I'd be amazed if the speed cameras don't find a whole bunch of sexual or explicit acts going on in cars as people drive through them, Greeno. I imagine they would get many of these a day. you know?
Yeah, that's kind of fodder. Like, yeah, 100%.
People doing it on purpose, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
flashing
you
and mooning them or whatever, you know, whole
It
bunch
happens.
of stuff. Yeah.
Who hasn't got a little bit ahead as they're driving on home? It
Absolutely.
happens. Like, you know, if you don't want to get caught on a speed camera. Or maybe you do and you want the
The thrill of
photographic
it.
evidence.
That's right.
You got to show your mates.
Show your mates. Look at this, mate. This is me missus sucking me off while we're going 95 through an 80 zone. In the Sandman.
The fine cost me 90, but I didn't have to spend $100 on a camera to prove it. It worked out all right.
That's it.
I'm up $5.
We're going to put this up in the lounge room.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's a wedding photo. Furious driver is demanding an apology after a traffic camera snapped a photo of his wife's underwear. Now, first and foremost, she's got her legs up on the dashboard, spreading.
Yeah.
Uh,
Again, a Brazilian would have solved this problem, Greeno, because clearly the camera thinks your bush is a mobile phone being sat on your lap.
Being sat on your lap, but perhaps. But if you don't want to be fair, if you don't want to have your underwear taken photo, maybe don't expose it to the camera.
Well, no, I'm against. Look, whatever we have to do to get rid of speed cameras, I'm all for it. You know, so if we have to declare speed cameras are inherently fucking sexist and a visual rapists of our female population, then so be it. I'll go along. I will carry the placard, Greeno. I will yell into the bullhorn. I will march. I will picket. I'll do whatever it takes.
For now, it's upskirts. Next thing we know, speed cameras are going to be fucking Cosbying people at bars. Like it's fucking,
Hey, baby, do you know what I do for a living?
Slippery slope right here.
People think, people like to play fast and loose with me, but let me tell you, I've got them covered.
Nice, Gary!
The speed camera is just like this really obnoxious fucking jerk. Just sidles up to women in bar with just a camera for a head. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, baby, I know I was built to be able to check how fast people are going, but with you, I can tell how fast we're going to be leaving.
Nice, Gary!
Terrible. He's going to identify us as a woman as well, just so we can go into the ladies' bath.
That's right. You should have seen how fast they were running out of there.
Was it no urinal in here? Damo, but cancel everything if we can.
Yeah.
This one comes from the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. Pretty sure Aretha's dead. So
is she? I don't know. I can't keep up with who's dead and alive anymore.
Too many. I've come to realize because you see every couple of weeks this celebrity. I realize there's too many celebrities now.
Yeah,
that's
a very good fucking point. Actually,
we need to report.
The reason that there's so many celebrities dying is because there's too many celebrities in the first place.
So we need to keep it top tier. Now, I don't want to hear any news reports unless you are a fucking top tier. Like, if you are,
I guess we're never doing the doctor segment again.
Exactly. If fucking hot dogs from Big Brother dies, I don't want to hear about it. Like, don't put that on a news article. I don't need to hear.
We're gonna have to replace JD Fortune after all.
Exactly. When any of the Kenosha Kickers pass away, though, they're fucking B. So they're definitely getting noticed.
They're Hall of Fame, Greeno. The Unity Day Hall of Fame outside the IGA, where you put the trolleys.
Yeah, exactly.
where we just have a kid who spray paints a stick figure and writes their name under it.
Nice, Gary!
I like it. Standing for Women founder Kelly G. Keane says it's, in inverted commas, really hard to ignore the misogyny of the trans rights movement as Aretha Franklin's song Natural Woman was recently slammed as offensive to trans women.
Fantastic. I'm glad it is offensive.
Chauvinists and sexists and misogynists and chauvinists and sexists.
You make me feel like it was only a matter of time, Greeno, before we get to, and this won't be the last one. And this is the, pardon me, this is the way that many people are going to be experiencing the world from here on out, Greeno. Now, my spirit and optimism was broken many years ago covering stories like this, so none of it's a surprise anymore. But for many of the punters out there, Greeno, they're going to think to themselves, well, now people are trying to ban Natural Woman, the song, because it's offensive to somebody who's not a woman, apparently, or who is, I don't know. Who, if you are or you aren't, you're offended by it. And you're going to think to yourself, this is the last thing. You know, this is the last outrage. This is the last thing they're going to try and cancel. This is the last thing they're going to try and ban. But trust me, it's going to keep going year after year after year after year. And that's why we say just cancel everything now and we'll start
cancel
again.
Everything. We had a segment quite a while back called What Are We Canceling This Week?
That's
where
right.
we tried to out-cancel the cancellers.
That's right.
And this one was hard to top, Damo, because we're trying to cancel Natural Woman because apparently that's offensive to trans rights movements.
Yeah.
Like, how can we take that to the next step? So thinking back to last week, we're going to cancel on the block here. We're calling for the cancellation of Elton John.
Yep.
Song I'm Still Standing.
I'm still standing. We're going to get rid of that.
Because it's offensive to disabled people.
That's it.
Nice,
Because
Gary!
imagine you've got a little disabled kiddie at home. He's in a wheelchair, and he turns on the radio. He turns a bit of WSFM, and he hears "I'm Still Standing." The fucking poor kid's gonna have a meltdown.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. Better than I ever did. Looking like a truth. It's no good. Fuck it. We're gonna cancel it. We're canceling it all, Damo.
Yep.
That's what we're canceling. We're gonna take the trans one. We're gonna up it with the "I'm Still Standing" if we can.
That's it. I like it. Fantastic stuff.
Next cancellation, though. This is a real cancellation. Where outrage loves outrage. We've come to establish on this show.
Yeah.
And sometimes outrage, we talked about it, this specifically, the emblem of a rainbow is getting a lot of people worked up. Now, we had the footy outrage late last year, where remember a whole bunch of Polynesian boys refused to play for Manly for a week because they had a rainbow on their jersey?
Yep. Because they were like, well, you know, as Pacific Islanders, we're devout Christians, so we're not going to participate in this celebration of homosexual, politics or whatever it is, whatever it's being represented as. I don't know.
Yeah, we're very devout.
That was their stand anyway.
We're very devout, where we ignore 99% of the rules, but fucking the flag, we've had enough. We can draw a line somewhere. Like, we're fine with everything else. But this one, we're not going to do it. Now, the rainbow in itself has become divisive, and I'm very impressed with this bloke here. Is it Travis Akers?
Apparently, he's a blue check mark. Yeah. We should ask Steph, because he would know. He's probably hobnobbed with Travis before, rubbed shoulders with him, got in conversations with him, because he's another blue check mark on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he saw this, and so Pink Floyd, it's the 50th anniversary of Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
So they put this little emblem out, 50, with the rainbow inside the O, and people are fucking replying, going, "What's up with the rainbow? Like, lose the rainbow, you make yourself look stupid." Like, what is this, Pink Floyd? What is this race? I don't listen to this fucking band anymore. Like, you fucking rainbow pricks, blah blah blah. These pricks.
Now, look, I am famously not a Pink Floyd fan, and you can ask anyone. Greeno will say, "Yeah, Boogs fucking hates Pink Floyd," because I'm not a fan of Pink Floyd. I think they're overrated and garbage, and everyone always disagrees all the time. But
that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. But even I know what that album cover looks like. That Dark Side of the Moon. It's the light being refracted through the prism or whatever it is. The light going through the triangle, coming out as the spectrum of light.
Yeah, a rainbow.
Yeah, it just goes to show that it just goes to show that everyone's an idiot. You know what I mean? Yeah. Eventually, you come to the realization, and it's not any one particular group. Even it's everyone's an idiot. Everyone.
Yeah.
And so, what are you putting the rainbow in your thing for? It's woke. And it's like, well, hang on a minute. You clearly don't know what you're fucking talking about, do you? Everyone's an idiot, Greeno.
Yeah. That's that. That's fucking. I'm not going to give that any more time. Those people are fucking morons. Outrage just for the sake of getting outraged. Like,
well, that's social media, Greeno.
Surely you've got to have the amount of energy it takes to get annoyed by something. Like, it's you get annoyed by things. I get annoyed by things. It's very draining, right?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to get drained physically by fucking something annoying me, it better be worth it. And it sure as shit is not a fucking rainbow on an album cover where it has a rainbow on it 50 years ago. It has nothing to do with gay rights, even if you're a fucking homophobe. Like, it's very fucking stupid.
I guess we're on the dark side of the moon, Greeno.
We are the dark side of the arse at the moment.
Let's end it with this. Hero or douchebag. It's been a while since we've done a hero or douchebag, Greeno. News.com.au. Fans across the country were baffled at noises picked up on BBL, which is Big Bash League microphones, with police stepping in before a bizarre TV interview. And we have to kind of actually look at the fucking TV interview and hear the guy, don't we? All right, let's have a look here. Let's have a look.
Well, Ryan, I know that you were born with the name Ryan, but you've now been dubbed Siren Man or the Human Siren. What would you prefer?
Well, the Human Siren does bide well, but I've got to give credit to Brendan Litchenock, who taught me the siren, and he does it at other games. I do it at games down in Tassie. He does it up in Brisbane, and people can hear it on TV. We get messages around the place, and it's always fun. So it's good, but the siren's starting to wane a bit. I've done a few too many, you see.
So it's not something that you found when you were a child or something that you found when you're an adult?
Yeah, well, yeah, sort of in my teenage years he taught me, so yeah.
All right, well, give us one now if you don't mind.
Okay.
Doesn't take much to be famous in this country, does it?
Nice!
No. And people have been a bit annoyed by it, apparently, going, "Hey, it's inappropriate for the cricket." Now, I understand.
Well, there is no siren at the cricket, though, is
That's
there?
my point. People are getting annoyed about it, going, "Oh, it's fucking just ruining the game." Now, I understand when it's Siren Man at the footy because it has a siren to go half time, and the Siren Man used to fucking piss people off because he'd do it like a minute out from the.
Yeah, he did it clever. The original siren guy would do, like Greeno's saying, go to the football, and he'd make the siren like not even a minute, so like 30 seconds before it should
Yeah.
be, you know? And the players would all be confused. They'd all stop playing and look around at each other. Because if you do it 20 minutes into a 40-minute half, no one's going to be fooled by that, you know?
Someone's been a dick in the crowd.
That's right.
30 seconds out, you're
But
like,
there's
oh,
no
I know it's on the
siren.
South
There's no siren at the cricket. So he is without context doing a siren. Now, at that point, someone doing a siren at a game that requires no siren, that's just an annoying cunt, isn't it? In the crowd. Oh, fuck,
Well-
there he goes again.
I'll tell you
There's
what's
no
more
siren.
annoying. The fucking headline: Siren Man ruins do or die BBL thriller.
He ruined it. He's a
And, like,
ruiner.
The Hobart Hurricanes were panic stations late in the do or die clash against Spin when it was fucking the guy started doing the siren. Now, what the fuck? Like, there's no siren at the footy. I don't understand. What are we missing here? Is it the fact they thought it was maybe a police siren? Like, we hear police sirens around our house constantly. Like, it happens.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a bit lost.
Yeah, I it's not really explaining. I'm surprised he hasn't been decked. I'm watching on TV and he's still giving me a headache. Why give attention to idiots like this who annoy an entire stadium? The crowd love it, but the organisers don't, apparently, even though they're the ones razzing me out. The police have warned me now that that's probably enough for the day. So he was doing multiple sirens, Greeno. So he's at a sport where there's no need for a siren, and he's not just doing it once for the camera. He's doing it all fucking day. And I'm telling you, at that point, they're just an annoying cunt.
At that point, it's annoying. So he's both a hero and a douchebag.
He's both.
Simultaneously.
Nice,
Yeah.
There you go.
He's a hero because he's got a skill, and it's like, check this out. He's got a siren, but you're at the wrong sport, fuckwit.
Yeah.
Actually, no, he's just an all-round douchebag because he's at the wrong sport.
Okay. So if he was doing it at the footy constantly, that would be okay.
Oh, no, he'd be both. So if he's doing it at the footy constantly, he's both a hero and a douchebag because he'd be a hero because it's kind of funny, but then if he does it incessantly, then he's a fuckwit. But if he does it at the cricket, he's just a fuckwit because there's no siren at the cricket.
Right, of course.
He's just annoying.
That
He's
makes
just a dude making
perfect
very
sense.
fucking loud noise and ruining my day.
Yes, absolutely.
Why the police are involved, different story.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it
We're gonna have
becomes a
some-
douchebag move when the police are involved now.
Oh, 100%.
There's no need for that. There's no siren at the cricket, mate. What are you calling the police for? Don't know what you're talking about. There can't possibly be a siren going off. Doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here, Governor.
That's it.
We're gonna go with something better than that. You got any stories before we go?
No, not really this week. I don't really have anything to bring to the table this week. I felt like the
Yeah.
show kind of ended on a its usual kind of,
down?
off-key note. So
Yeah.
it's fine. We had a good run. We got
Awkward
we got the
pause
last
to
look. If you're listening to the podcast, the last 10 minutes. Look, obviously, we were probably wasting your time with that. But,
And once again, we're probably wasting your time for about the 40-minute mark.
40-minute mark. Yeah, we usually only give you at least maybe half an hour of the good stuff, and then we just trail off after that. It's barely worth it listening.
And we didn't even put much effort in. We only went slightly over an hour today.
Maybe we need to start editing the show and putting the back half at the front.
Reverse it.
Reverse the order of the show. Greener, in the podcast.
Well, then it gets off the bad stuff. They turn off earlier.
Yeah,
they miss all the
that's
good shit.
And it's also halfway through. You're like, "Welcome to the starting block." That doesn't make much
awkward.
sense either.
Yeah. Very good point.
That you say we'll be right back after this break, and then the show ends.
The show ends. Yeah, we could go to the break at the end of the show.
Yeah.
And people just a sense of anticipation. It could be like a cliffhanger though.
Yeah. Tune in next week for
We'll
the
be right
next
back after the break.
exciting
And the break
installment.
the break is literally a week.
Yeah. We just fuck with them every single week. And they wonder, is this going to be the week when the show actually ends? And it never is.
Doesn't come back. This is why we have no listeners. All right. We got no plugs because we don't plug people anymore.
No.
Let's just get out of here. See you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you.
If I say that your tongue is vicious,
if I call you uncouth,
it's simply that.
Who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and tell